What's up, guys? It's Daniel. Welcome back to another review. Today, before I get started with the review, I want to thank the soldiers currently serving in the United States Armed Forces. Today is a day where we remember the ones who gave up their lives who sacrificed their lives for the greater good of this country. I want to thank you all those who served in the armed forces, and today we remember the ones who gave up their lives to serve the greatest country. I am going to mention a little bit about the Monaco GP and the Indianapolis 500 before we get into the Coca-Cola 600 review. This is going to be a very long review, so strap yourselves in for this one because there's a lot to talk about. So, Monaco GP. Thought it was a really good, I thought for an F1 race it was really good. You had Lewis Hamilton, who was trying to hold off on 64-year-old flat medium tires. You had Max Verstappen trying to pass him because he tried to get by him to get 5 seconds ahead of him because he got a 5-second penalty on pit road due to Red Bull basically launching him into the Bottas, and Bottas lost 2 spots. He got a 5-second penalty for that. Should have gotten a drive-through penalty, but that's just my opinion on that situation. Lewis Hamilton ended up winning the race and did a really good job there. Indy, first half of the race I didn't think was fantastic, but the second half, the battle between Simon Pagenaud and Alexander Rossi, my God, those two put on a hell of a show yesterday. Two best cars for sure. Rossi got held up by Servia at one point. I was not happy about what Servia did to Rossi there. I mean, Servia's not even battling to stay on the lead lap. He's already lapped down. He's blocking a faster car than him for sure. Stupid move on Servia's part. A lot of fans were not happy, and I wasn't happy by that move either. That was a stupid move. Came down to the last few laps shoot. Simon Pagenaud was able to pass Alexander Rossi for the win at the end of the race, and Simon Pagenaud wins the 18th race for Penske Indy 500. Good. I will say that Monaco, I gave that race an 8. Good race from F1 standards, and for the Indy 500, I would give it a solid 8.5. So how did the Coca-Cola 600 live up to those two races? Well, it lived up pretty good, actually, because there's a lot to talk about, to say the least. Strap yourselves in, like I mentioned before. Strap yourselves in. So let's get started. So how I usually do this is talk about what happened in the race, go through the results, then go through the playoff standings, and then also talk about the overall race in general. I got a pretty good thing to say about this race for sure at the end, so stick around for that. But anyhow, let's go. Green flag flies, and William Byron literally jumps out in front, and he's able to take the lead and jumps out in front and leads the first 23 laps. First caution in the race comes out on lap 24 for Eric Jones. He cut a tire coming off the corner, and he damaged the car really bad. Right front tire. He would end up going to the garage. That would end his day. That was the first caution of the race. Pit stops took place. Byron took a little bit of time. He lost 2 positions, and Kyle Busch was able to win the race off pit road. And on the restart, Kyle Busch literally just took off from the field, and he would lead the next 23 or 25 laps. Second caution of the race came out for another Toyota having another tire issue. Matt Benedetto wrecked off of turn 2. This would also end Matt Benedetto's day. He would end up going to the garage because of the tire damage. That would bring out the second caution of the race. On the restart, Kyle Busch took off on the restart. Kyle Busch pretty much took off for a few laps, but then Kevin Harvick was able to pass him right back on lap 59 of the race. And then here comes Martin Truex Jr., a hard-charging car for the middle of the pack. He goes by Kevin Harvick on lap 63, and he takes the lead for the next 11 laps. But then the next caution comes up, and guess who it is? Another Joe Gibbs driver, Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr. Went up the racetrack and hit the wall. However, he really didn't hit it that hard. I don't even know if he got that much damage on the right, just a little bit of contact on the outside wall. This will bring out the third caution already of the race, and Truex would still continue, and he'd be factored later in the race. That's for sure. We went back racing on lap 70. On lap 79, Daniel Hemrick stayed out. Some guys decided to stay out. And on lap 82 of the race, Brad Keselowski was able to take the lead away from Daniel Hemrick. Next caution of the race comes out on lap 87 for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, I don't think he intentionally got into him, but he got into Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and spun Stenhouse out. Stenhouse was not very happy with Kyle Busch, as he said, once I get to him, I'm going to do something to him. Stenhouse, man, I don't blame him for being upset. He got turned. It wasn't intentional. He didn't do it on purpose. But, man, Kyle Busch spins another guy out. Just saying. We went back racing on lap 91. Kevin Harvick retook the lead, and he retook the lead. On the next caution of the race comes out 2 laps later for Daniel Hemrick and Clint Bowyer. Hemrick got into the wall on the outside, and Clint Bowyer got some damage from that. Bowyer had to cut up a road to fix some of the damage, and Daniel Hemrick was never a contender again in this race. After this, between him and Clint Bowyer, this will bring out the caution. Kind of surprised caution came out in that instance. I don't think caution should have come out for that. They could have gotten sorted out, but it is what it is. Went back racing with 5 laps to go on the stage. Brad Keselowski basically took off on the restart, and Brad Keselowski was able to hold off a hard-charging Denny Hamlin, and he was able to win the first stage. Most cautions in the first 100 laps. We had 6 cautions, including the stage caution. We then went back racing on lap 108, and on this time, Denny Hamlin ends up taking the race lead. Hamlin would end up leading the next 21 laps of the race. The next caution would come out for the 37 of Chris Buescher. He hits the wall coming off turbo. He got some damage earlier on the race, and the tire just eventually gave in. And the 7th caution came out for Chris Buescher. We went back racing on lap 132, and this time the new leader is Martin Truex Jr. Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr. They're all up in the front, and then Brad Keselowski passes a few laps later in the restart, and he was able to take off from the pack. Next caution of the race comes out on lap 162 for another Joe Gibbs car, Denny Hamlin. This is a 4th or 5th issue for tires tonight, and this is the fourth Joe Gibbs car to have trouble tonight. So Toyota really, in this race, did not have a good day with their tires. The only driver who didn't have trouble, it seemed like, with the tires was Kyle Busch. Yet Hamlin at this just continued to struggle, and Joe Gibbs had a lot of tire troubles, a lot of tire bead issues tonight. It was really not tonight, yesterday. A lot of issues with the tires because the beads were getting melted, but it's weird. The tires weren't breaking. The inner lines were fine. They just were going down. Like the air was leaving the car. That was really weird to see how many tire issues there were. We went back racing on lap 167, and William Byron took the lead, but Brad Keselowski took it right back. And he took off, and he pretty much just took off and set sail. Next caution of the race would come out on lap 190. That was for the other JTG Doherty car of Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece got into the outside wall, and this would bring out the caution for the 8th time in the race, and this would change up some things. On the restart, Alex Bowman took off, and he led a few laps. Then William Byron got the lead back, and then Alex Bowman took the lead, and then Brad Keselowski, with 2 laps to go in the stage, passes Alex Bowman. And Brad Keselowski is able to hold off Alex Bowman to win stage number 2. We went back racing, and we went green for a while, and we had some pit stops that took place. Strategy started coming into play. The next caution of the race would come out with 149 laps to go for Martin Truex Jr. Bailey Curry. Martin Truex Jr. unintentionally got into the left rear of Bailey Curry, and Bailey Curry hit the inside wall really hard. I feel bad for Bailey Curry. That team's trying to stay afloat. He's a good driver. He got into the inside wall. Sucks to see Bailey Curry get damaged. Hope he's okay. Hope he was okay. He got out of the car just fine. I wouldn't been surprised if, and Truex, I think, apologized on the radio. He said, "It's my bad. I didn't mean to do it." I know Truex doesn't mean to wreck people when he does. It wasn't unintentional. Just got into him, in a lap car, trying to pass. He got into him. He just got a little loose. It was just a mistake on Truex's part. But because of this, Martin Truex Jr. gets the benefit. He wins the race off pit road. And on the restart, Truex takes a lead from Kyle Busch and is able to pull away from Kyle Busch. And Martin Truex Jr. is able to win stage 3. Despite having troubles, he's in contention to win. On the pit stop, however, Chase Elliott is able to take the race lead. That's kind of crazy. Chase Elliott got the lead. Yeah, and then things kind of started to go haywire in this race. We go back to green on lap 308, and then 2 laps later, Kurt Busch spins out, coming off of turn 4. Kurt Busch got a little loose off the corner. He went down, he hit the wall a little bit, and he spun out. Clipped Kyle Busch in the rear. I don't know how Kevin Harvick misses him. Harvick literally just misses him by inches. And Kurt Busch is able to continue, but he's got damage. Kyle Busch got a little bit damaged, but he was able to continue in the race as well. Then we went back green for a couple laps. And then Kyle Larson, death caution comes out for Kyle Larson. He got clipped the apron a little bit. My dad said Logano caused it, but not true. Logano and Bowman got a little bit of damage, but Larson, he clipped the inside of a turn 2, and he went up the racetrack and ends up hitting the outside wall. No, he ends up clipping Clint Bowyer, and in 2 hard licks, he hits Austin Dillon in the left rear of the car, and this brings out the caution. And like I said, that brought out the caution. And then after, Larson legitimately goes back up, and Ty Dillon, trying to avoid it, ends up clipping Ryan Preece. And this would hurt Ty Dillon's day as well. And pretty much Larson and Dillon went to the garage because of this. Instead, David Reagan got involved, but he didn't get involved in the wreck. So then we went back racing for the next 76 laps. Martin Truex Jr. with about 57 to go said, "It's time to go. I gotta get this. I gotta get the lead here late in the race." And Martin Truex Jr. Bumps and bangs with Chase Elliott for the lead, and he passed it with 57 laps to go. Next caution of the race comes out for Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin spins off of turn 2, bring out the caution with 40 laps to go. We went back racing with about 40 laps to go, and Truex takes off at the end of the race, and he takes the lead with about 25 to go. All of a sudden, Joey Logano's up here. Not really been a factor all day. All of a sudden, Joey Logano is in contention to possibly win the Coca-Cola 600. Despite being about 25th most of the day, he comes up and finishes up front. Final caution of the race comes out. Ryan Blaney has a little bit of trouble. He comes to pit road because of the damage. With 9 laps to go, Brad Keselowski ends up wrecking, spins off at turn 4. He's able to continue, however. And then we have some interesting strategy that takes place. David Reagan decides to stay out. While Ryan Newman decides to take 2 tires. And then one of the most incredible moves I have seen Martin Truex Jr. do. He's able to go down the backstretch, passes everyone, goes 4 wide down the backstretch on the restart with 5 laps to go, and takes the lead into turn 3. That move was impressive. That was the best move of the race I saw all weekend long. And Martin Truex Jr. is able to pass them all. And Martin Truex Jr. is able to pull away from Joey Logano. And Martin Truex Jr. is able to go to check victory lane and win his second Coca-Cola 600. 16 cautions in this race. So much happened. Yeah, Martin Truex Jr. wins Coke 600. Congrats, Martin Truex Jr. Now let's go through the results and let's talk about them, because there's a lot to digest from this. So Martin Truex Jr. wins. Joey Logano got up front at the end of the race and was a contender late in the thing. Kyle Busch, despite getting damaged, finished 3rd. Great run for Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott, another top 5 run, continues the top 5 streak. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 5th. Great run for Stenhouse. Laid up front at the end of the race and did a great job. How about Chris Buescher 6th? Despite getting in the wall, he got 6th place. Great run for Buescher. Great recovery. And that's going to help Buescher possibly get in the top 20 in the points. And he's a good driver. He may be an outside looking in for the playoffs, for all we know. Alex Bowman 7th. Good run for Bowman. Ends the consecutive top 2 streak, but still another good run for Bowman. Jimmie Johnson 8th. Johnson honestly had a pretty consistent run tonight. He was in the top 10 pretty much most of the night. Good run for Johnson. Maybe they're starting to finally build something for that 48 team. I hope so, because I like Jimmie a lot. William Byron Knife, pretty complete run for Byron. He was good early in the race, fell off at the night. They were mentioning about this. Yeah, there was just a lot that happened with Byron tonight. Not really much. What am I talking about? And then Kevin Harvick 10th. Harvick just, where did he go? First half race was good, then fell apart. Eric Almirola 11th, also good car early. Where did he go? To be honest, he didn't lead a lap tonight. Where'd he go? 12th place, Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie got 12th. Round of applause to Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie, man. What a race for him. 12th place. That's the most outstanding run I've seen out of that 32 team I think I've ever seen other than Daytona. Man, congrats to that run for Corey LaJoie. Ryan Blaney 13th. Paul Menard 14th. David Reagan 15th. Can I also give a big shout out to David Reagan? The dude was running in the top 10 in a front row motorsports car tonight. Not tonight, last night. That was so impressive. That was really impressive out of David Reagan. Ryan Newman 16th, Denny Hamlin 17th, Daniel Suarez 18th, Brad Keselowski 19th. The damage kind of hurt him. He still finished 19th though. And Matt Tiff finishes 20th. Daniel Harmer 21st, Michael McDowell 22nd, Ty Dillon 23rd, Clint Boyer 24th. Remember he got the damage. Bubba Wallace 25th, Parker Kligerman 26th, Kurt Busch 27th. Kurt Busch got that damage as well, so he won 4 laps down. Quinn Howe 28th, Bijan McCall 29th, and 30th, Reese Sorensen. Ryan Preece 31st, 32nd, Joey Gase, 33rd, Kyle Larson, 34th, 34th, Austin Dillon, 35th, Bailey Curry, 36th, Ross Chastain, 37th, Landon Castle, 38th, Cody Worth, 39th, Matt DiBarito, and 40th, Eric Jones. And a lot of tire troubles for sure. Now let's look at the playoff standings. So, Kyle Busch is the points leader in that category. Brad Keselowski 2nd, Mark Truex Jr. 3rd, Denny Hamlin 4th, Joey Logano 5th, Chase Elliott 6th, tied with Kevin Harvick for 6th place right now. 8th is Kurt Busch, 9th Ryan Blaney, 10th Alex Bowman, 11th Clint Boyer, 12th Eric Almirola, 13th Daniel Suarez, 14th Jimmie Johnson, 15th William Byron, and 16th Kyle Larson. Most noticeable things, Ryan Newman out of the playoffs, and William Byron into the playoffs. Yeah, William Byron's becoming alive recently, and Alex Bowman still there in 10th place, going strong. And yeah, that's the playoff standings, for sure. Paul Menard, 20th, pretty good season, says to myself. And guess what? All 400 cars in the playoffs right now. I'd love to see that. Chase Elliott's up to 3rd in the points. Can we just point that out? Chase Elliott's actually 3rd place in the points right now when it comes to regular season points. He may be a guy contending for the regular season standings for all we know. He's only 50 points behind Kyle Busch. But yeah, that was the Coca-Cola 600. Let me give you my review of the Coke 600. First stage, crazy. So much happened. A lot of tire troubles. Second stage, not as good as the first stage, still pretty good. Third stage was the worst part of this race and still pretty decent. Final stage, crazy, chaos. I'm going to give this race a 9 out of 10. It was a good race overall. The only reason it's 9 out of 10 is because stage 3. That's it. Everything else was really good. This has been the best Coca-Cola 600 in probably 10 years or something like that. I don't know. Probably one of the best ones I've ever watched. If they were talking about a statistic early in the race, that there were more lead changes at the point of the race, and Fox mentioned this, they talked about where there were more lead changes early in the race than the previous 4 races, in the first stage, I think, first 2 stages, than the previous 4 races combined. There were like, what, 20 lead changes, 23 lead changes up to that point? There were literally 30 lead changes, and that's the most we've seen in the Coke 600 than like the last 4 races combined. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, not going to lie. That's why this race is really good, and I think it's going to be a Remember Coca-Cola 600, that's for sure. There was a lot to digest, that's for sure. And can we just for a sec just talk about the 4-wide pass for the lead for Martin Truex Jr. pulled at the end of that race? That was insane. And what was crazy about this was the moves these guys were making too. I mean, you talk about a race where there was a lot that happened. I mean, this last couple weeks, races have been incredible. Let's just talk about the package in the mile and a half. NASCAR. Can we please run this package only on the mile and a half? Let's get rid of it at Dover in the race. Go back to the old package from last year. And I think you got a perfect season coming your way. I don't know why we have a package at Dover. I don't know why we have a package at Bristol or Martinsville or Richmond. But I'm definitely think that the races, especially Mile Haas, have been exceptionally well. It's been one of the most memorable NASCAR seasons I've watched in a long time so far up to this point. I know there's been a lot of complaining, but man, the racing this year has been much better at the beginning of the season than previous years. It's been really good this year so far. Like I said, 9 out of 10 race. So yeah, there was a lot to digest and a little bit of review from the other races as well. But yeah, that's basically it from Charlotte. We go to Pocono next week. Race is probably not going to be that great. Not expecting a lot. But we go to Pocono next week, this week, at this Sunday. And yeah, that's going to be it for the review. One thing, guys, for watching, please like and subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on so you'll be notified of videos on my channel. And share this video out to your family and friends. Can you get 5 likes on this video? I would really, really appreciate it. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description for that. And comment below your opinions on the race as well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys.